The following program is provided by the TheSimianGamer Foundation for the Promotion of Primates, helping you get your monkey on since 1981.
Hey there, jungle dwellers, TheSimianGamer back with another episode of this pixel art horror game, Home. We should be able to finish it up in this episode, so this episode might run a little bit long. In the beginning it said it was an hour and a half, and I've done like 25 minutes. I think. Half hour, yeah, so 20, yeah, so we'll see. Alright, so here we go, we're just gonna hop right back into it. We just got out of the woods. And, yeah, so we're making our way on. Down this dark, what is that? Is that a car? A pickup had smashed into the guardrail and stood silent. Was this the truck that those newspaper clippings mentioned? Was there really a body found here too? Probably in this creepy-ass game. Alright. There's a lot of walking. There really isn't much interaction. Just trying to hole in the fence. It's my only option. Okay. Let's go through the creepy fence. Can I go right? No. So we're going to go left. Which is the opposite of right, in case you didn't know. Alright, we have one door. One option. Can't search that dumpster, but... The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Of course you did! I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this? I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Why was my license in a dumpster? Uh-oh, sounded like it was going to start raining again. The weather started getting rough. The tiny dude was tossed. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. I don't hear a television. Alright, let's check the bottom floor. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. A bloody keyhole? That is not a good sign. I hear creepy noises. More blood on the wall. Can't check that. See what's behind door number 1. Oh, what's that? What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? I gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Alright, we're not going up there yet. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Can I shut it off? Oh! Oh no! I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserved better than this. Did I close his eyes? Yes, I did. I wasn't sure if wanted to give him peace. Okay. Or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. So creepy. Alright, checking the whole floor before we go anywhere. Desk? I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Listen, rummage through his garbage. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Of course you did! I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Maybe I can pick the lock. Alright. Norman's kitchen's done. Go trip over Norman's body. Sorry, Norman, excuse me. Can't shut the TV off. Alright, let's go up in the attic. Because going up in creepy attics is always a good idea. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Another dumb question, buddy. Yes, you did. Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's! What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs? Really? Think your old lady did it, huh? Interesting. So that's it? That's all that's up there. Lame-o, kablamo. Alright, so... Oh, a coat. Is that my coat? I wasn't entirely surprised to find that... To find the this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Uh-oh. She been cheating on you with Norman, son! Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Nope. Though it weighed on me, I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. Unless it opens like a secret cabin. Oh, so I can't... Okay, so I can't put it back in after the fact. Okay, why don't you load up on some more ammo? Okay, so that's it for this. So I guess we gotta go back downstairs. And try to break into Norman's house. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of... Okay. We already did that. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things, postcards, snacks, magazines, and a canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Yeah, like a quickie from Norman. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that. As I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed ever present. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. But first I had to take a piss. Oh, it was locked. This wasn't the right gate. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Alright, so that's... Oh, boo! So I can't search around anymore. Son of a bitch. Alright. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the... Yes! The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Rachel, you cheating Norman. I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. Cheating whore. I knew it, Rachel. All this time? The gate was locked. Alright, I can go back to that gate. There's blood. Alright, so... I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Might help if you knew where you live, buddy. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. But I did anyway. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? What the hell happened to me? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. It's locked from the inside, and you're inside. Where had I put the damned key? Okay, so upstairs it is. That's hilarious. I'm locked inside my own house. I will go left. I'm not going upstairs yet. I got a big house. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. Before she cheated on me, the whore! It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yeah, we're gonna keep everything. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Because she's a cheating whore. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then, it was too late. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Man, I can't get anywhere, even in my own damn house. Alright. Stick with protocol, go left first. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yes! Inside Rachel's suitcase were a few days' worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. Ooh. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. Well, what is it? Mein Kampf? Yeah, that'd be a little weird. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? I pocketed the key. I have no idea where this is going. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't gotten around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old clawfoot bathtubs. Okay. Don't know why that matters, but anywho. Alright, so back downstairs. The door was stuck shut. I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Yes, you did take it. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Obviously. Oh, what's that? I had put up this divider wall last summer so we can create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck, and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Ooh. Okay, so we gotta go back down in the basement. Okay, I already went here. There's that door. That goes upstairs. The front door was locked. What's it say? It was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay. I'm missing something. There's a... Okay. So I guess we go back upstairs. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, so we can go smash the crap out of that drywall. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Oh, so now we gotta go back down into the basement. Alright, let's find out what's behind the wall. Probably Rachel's corpse. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes, I believe you did. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Don't what? Don't look. Oh, that's cute. Newspaper clippings. What is going on? Don't look. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench on them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Interesting. So he's gonna look through the rags, but I have to choose whether or not he finds Rachel. I don't know, is the bitch dead? She cheated on us, so yeah, we found her. Wrapped within the filthy rags, pale and still, was Rachel. She was covered in fading bruises and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt, and I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pocket, were they the tools of her murder? I thought about all I had seen, and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Okay. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. It was my wallet. With its contents intact, either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? I don't know. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? I think so. He had all the clippings, he had all the... Definitely. Those tunnels, the odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. It was the keycard I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plant. Still, it didn't quite add up. Was I the one who had been going back to the factory? I'm gonna say no. Somebody was using that locker room, but it definitely wasn't me. I'd given up drinking, remember? The laptop had finally run out of power. This is weird. It's like... Is it me? I mean, I literally just say everything that happens. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow. A whisper. I still love the old-time charm of that clawfoot bathtub, though it seemed like a cold comfort then. As cold as the other side of the pillow. I definitely searched through the whole house again. It was that letter I had taken from the postbox. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? Yeah, he did. I was sure of it. She wanted to end their affair, and that bastard, he killed her for it. A lot of it made sense. Norman was clearly seeing Rachel a lot, so he had plenty of time to plan it out. He knew where we lived, obviously. Is that why Rachel looked so scared when I came home that day? What happened to me? Did Norman knock me out or something? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Ooh, that's depressing. Alright, lefty. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? I couldn't leave, not until I thought about this some more. I needed answers. I couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. What am I missing? There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. Alright, so I'm missing something. Couldn't go back down. Alright, let's just, I already checked that. Couldn't leave. Alright, back upstairs. Just checking everything. Just thinking about the things like that made me sick. Okay. Checked you, checked. I didn't know what to think. I just wanted this whole mess to be behind me. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode lock. Yes, you tried to open it. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code? 8675309. I don't know. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest, and there were names that had been written down. Heather, Oliver, Asher, Rachel. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on that old desk deep within those rusty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? Alright, I need to get into my safe. But I don't know. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode lock. Safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? No, that wasn't it. Alright, so I need 8 digits. It was 8675309 8675. Sorry, that's Jenny, not Rachel. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. Okay. There. That was decided. Okay. So confused. But who had killed him? Perhaps I would never know how that mirror came to be broken. Was it by Rachel's assailant or by Rachel herself? The thought lingered and would haunt me forever. I had made up my mind. How long had it been left running? The quiet in that room unnerved me. Rachel loved this part of the house. Alright, that's the whole house. It seems like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. Strangely compelling. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with that gun. Did I pick it up again? Let's pick it up. It was like carrying an anvil, but it wouldn't let it go. Not again. Not again. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. I needed to put an end to this situation, one way or another. Okay. This isn't even the same basement. This does not look the same. I had to walk for so far and it kept saying, like, don't look on the wall. So what is going on? I sat down at the table and stared at the gun in my hand. It didn't seem so heavy this time. If I wanted to, I could use the gun to finally end this. The question was, did I think I deserved it? Did I? Was this my fault? Did I deserve to die? We don't know. It's all no. As painful as this all was, I didn't lay the blame on myself. I sat down at the table. If I wanted to, like, okay, did I? No. Alright. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. But I had the gun again, and that knife. This wasn't the only way to end this, I knew. But did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and it helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people, but who was it that was attacked? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest, and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought, that would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all of this. Deep within those woods, though, things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names on that desk back in those tunnels. What was the connection? My whereabouts were still confusing, but I was at least sure that it wasn't me who had gone back to the factory time and time again. I hoped that meant I wasn't responsible for what happened to that poor guard, or the old locker room, for that matter. After all, it had been a long time since I had had anything to drink, hadn't it? After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store, but all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, you were dead, and it was damn hard to feel bad about that. It was clear you and Rachel were more than just friends, but obviously, whatever had been going on had gone badly, so why did you kill her? Did she want out of whatever you two were getting into? Were you responsible for the other murders and of those other horrible things that had gone in that town? I would find no peace, that much was certain, but this way I didn't have to look you in the eye or sit through some kind of trial and wonder what was going through your head. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end, and I guess in a way it did, but how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. Coming through the back door and into the kitchen should have tipped me off that something was horribly wrong. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. That other man I had found was involved in all of this somehow, I knew it. But it was Norman, that traitorous son of a bitch who had done the deed. Whatever was going on, he was the one who took Rachel away from me. I hated him for it more than I could possibly express, but that offered no strength, no solace. Rachel was gone now, and I was too. Forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Oh! Alright. Well, I guess that's it. A really bizarre choose your own adventure horror game, I guess. Maybe we'll play through it again and make different choices, or try to find more things. I mean, I brought that board that I thought needed something, the key card I guess I was supposed to use. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. That's awesome. So yeah, press A to share your story of what happened to you. Home is now available on iOS. Press X to go to the App Store. Press back to quit. So I guess it's going to wrap it up for this journey through Home. Please tell me what you thought about it in the comments down below, and remember to smash that like button, and if you are not currently a monkey lover, subscribe, join the group. All the cool kids are doing it. Let me know if you want to see a different playthrough and if we can get a different ending. I'll look forward to your comments and your critique. I'll catch you in the next episode, but until then, just stay calm and get your monkey on.